Y'all, y'all, y'all ready for this? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Hey, tonight what we're going to do is basically we're going to have a bit of an open chat to two of our fine La Sportiva athletes in Campbell Harrison and Tom Farrell. Most of you guys know what's going on this weekend. It is the Olympic qualifier for climbing, and these two fine guys have qualified to say represent Australia in the Olympic Games. So obviously it's going to be a bit of a ding-dong battle for all of us there. So we're all a bit psyched, definitely this year. Bit of a bugger that we can't actually attend the competition just due to the COVID hassles we've got going on. But the cool thing is, all looks like a bit of a glitch going on there with the with old Ben, I think, up there in Blackheath. He's having a few issues. So we've got a few guys on the panel. So let me introduce you first up. We've got Aaron Knight, who's our mountain runner all the way from Mount Beauty. We've got Benjamin Cossey, who has seen a bit of a Blackheath. I'm blaming bad connection there in the mountains. There is a few storms around, so that's what's going. We've got Campbell Harrison, one of our Olympic hopefuls, and also we've got Tom Farrell down there as well, who is another one of our Olympic hopefuls. So it's going to be, as we were saying, great competition this year. So basically, it's a bit of a free-for-all chat on how the guys have been tracking. Bit of a crazy old year. We should have won and run it, and these guys should have had medals all around their necks by now, but I don't know what's going on. So we're going to have to restart the whole program. So without further ado, what we'll probably start off there is probably Campbell. We'll jump on. You're the man. Give us a bit of a rundown on how did you get into climbing? Was it an indoor thing, or did you see Cliffhanger and you thought, my God, I want to be Sylvester Stallone on that mountain? Was that the deal?
It definitely started indoors. I think I was about 9 years old, so many years ago. And I actually don't know what inspired me to want to try climbing. I just remember asking my dad if we could head down to the local gym. And so we did, and just, once a week became twice a week, became 3, 4, 5, became almost every day. And I just it felt really in love with the competitive side of climbing for the most part.
Cool. Sorry there, Cam. We've got half of your head showing because Ben dropped out on us. So there we go. We're back in there. So yeah, there we go. Excellent. Cool. Tom, how about you? So Tom, you probably had a little bit of a different story in the fact that you probably went on the outside to start with rather than the inside. Is that correct?
A bit of both. My dad climbed, and my mum as well. So we they started taking me out, and then I trained indoors a bit when I was younger as well. But just started climbing when I was like 6 or something.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, and then
kept on trucking.
And then obviously you guys are definitely into the competition there side of things, which is pretty cool. Both of you actually been doing that, so that's a fantastic thing. I think we're having a bit of issues here with Ben dropping in and out. Might have some still pictures. Can you guys still hear me? We're probably just frozen on the screen with that. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. All right, we'll push on. So obviously, it has been a bit of a topsy-turvy year this year, and I know Campbell, you've obviously were a little bit injured at the start, at the end of last year, coming into the qualifier. So March, you're building up for it. You're psyched, getting involved there, and then obviously Tom, you were like pushing. You wanted to get this thing done and dusted in March, and then obviously this COVID thing hit.
Yep.
Then you basically said, is there going to be an Olympic Games? Is there going to be something else? What's the story? So yeah, I suppose just maybe highlight, Tom, you go first. What have you done this year to sort of get over the whole COVID thing?
Just been rock climbing, really. Yeah. So as soon as the comp got canned, I kind of just went up and tried to the mountains most weekends and tried to make the most of being in shape.
Yeah.
Try to get up some long routes because that's kind of my weakness, and thought I'd, test myself on that. So yeah, I pretty much spent the whole year in the Blue Mountains really, and narrow a bit as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to muck around here with cameras and whatnot. It's always the problem when you do these things on live. Next time, we're not going to do it live, people. We're going to do it pre-recorded, I think. Campbell, I suppose the big thing for you was stuck in Melbourne, I guess, wasn't it? It was you couldn't get out. You couldn't even get to the crag, you know? I mean, for people up here, we were quite fortunate. We could actually still rock climb, couldn't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Like hearing Tom talk about his experience of the lockdown makes me very jealous, very different to the one I had. I think, like, yeah, as you said, I broke my ankle sort of towards the end of last year, and that took longer to recover than I expected. And so, like, I probably wasn't in my best shape or psyche going into, like, the first competition in March when it was supposed to happen. And so, like, I really benefited from the break, to be honest, at that point in time. But yeah, it was really hard. Like we didn't have any access to the gym for weeks or even maybe a couple of months initially. And so, yeah, it was kind of just like took the break, you know, as positively as I could. And when we finally did get access to the gym, the Victorian government included some exemptions for elite sportsmen. And so we were able to, get back inside. And it wasn't much, to be honest. But, you know, we had a little bit of climbing that we could do. And after the break, I was really, really psyched and just made the most of my time and tried to get back into the best shape I could. And I think I'm better prepared this time around than I was the first time. So in some ways, it benefited me, I guess. You know, it was like pretty grueling process, but was able to kind of see the silver lining, I guess.
Yeah, cool. So it must have been quite hard. Obviously, you know, as climbers, we all like to train together and go to the gyms and fuel off that energy. And I mentioned in Melbourne, I think you had the opportunity. Obviously, Osh was able to train, and some of the other Victorian athletes would definitely be able to train during that lockdown. But obviously, still not the same sort of motivation, I guess, having a good group of, you know, climbers around you and you know, fueling off each other, where I think, obviously, the Queenslanders and the guys up here in Sydney obviously had we had the crags to go at. So, I mean, it was a good season, wasn't it, Tom? I think it was quite dry and
yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it was definitely cool.
Yeah.
Now, we'd love to get Ben into the chat, but he looks like he's having some IT issues. So that's a bit of a problem, old Benjamin up there. So, yeah. So I suppose your road to Tokyo, I mean, obviously, you like your sushi, obviously. I know you do, Tom. Now, Campbell, you're a vegetarian. So what are you going to eat in Japan? You know, what's going to happen?
Japan is really, really hard to be vegetarian. I spent about a month in Japan last year. So a lot of home cooked meals, I think.
All right, okay.
I'm sure the Olympic Committee will have that all sorted.
Oh yeah, that'll be fine. But yeah. Oh, but how good is sushi in Japan? Sorry, there. You know, Aaron also is a vegan. He doesn't, but it's like, to be honest, if you like your fish, it's good stuff for sure to go with.
Ramen
cool. Yeah. No, it's awesome stuff. So obviously, Campbell, you've had this aspiration to competition climb, to go to World Cups for a long, long time. And obviously being, you know, climbing coming up for the Olympics, that was sort of like, oh, wow, it's my opportunity. I really want to represent Australia here. And obviously that's been, and obviously we've captured that story a little bit with your road to Tokyo with the La Sportiva episodes there. And it's, you know, it's great. That inspiration you've had is fantastic. It's for me personally, it's just an eye opener that you've got so much passion in climbing and I mean, don't get me wrong, climbing inside is fun, but oh my God, for me, outside is where it's at. And hats off to you and hats off to Osh as well. The amount of dedication that you guys have put into that training, but not saying anything like less of Tom. I mean, Tom trains like a demon as well. But so your sort of passion started a long time, didn't it, ago, Campbell, when wanting to go to Tokyo? Was it the day it was announced, you're going, that's it, sign me up, I want to be there?
Yeah, well, it was an interesting journey for me. I think just before Tokyo got announced, I'd kind of decided that I was going to hone in on lead climbing specifically. So I initially, prior to the Olympic announcement, had kind of planned that I was going to steer away from climbing in all three disciplines, which I'd done prior. And then all of a sudden the combined format was announced and I kind of had to take a step back. And I think it was I always knew I was going to try out, but it was a somewhat gradual process to really like running it for the Olympic dream, I guess. But like, I I always knew that it was among one of my big goals in climbing that I wanted to pursue. And yeah, so I just kind of kept at it and kept training as hard as I could and doing all the right things. And then, it'll eventually culminate in this weekend and hopefully it goes well. But even if it doesn't end in an Olympic spot, like I've a lot of goals within competition climbing that I'm really psyched for. So
Cool.
yeah, this is
Cool.
one of them.
Excellent. That's awesome. Yeah, cool. And Tom, and I mean, when did you sort of like go, oh shit, Olympics? That sounds good. Or was it the sushi that got you attracted to go to Japan? Was that what it was? Or?
I don't know. Like when I found out how it was going to be, like what type of event it was, I probably wasn't that keen. Like I did World Cups, a lot of World Cups when I was younger, but I kind of lost the fire for that. Or I just didn't want to dedicate like my whole year to being a comp climber, because to do the World Cups, you got to like, you spend all your money and you don't get another holiday. And it was just like kind of beat me up a bit. So my comp goals were kind of diminishing, I would say. And then, yeah, but then I continued to do comps and I was like, obviously it's a pretty easy way to get into the Olympics coming from Australia relative to the rest of the world. But, so then I was like, well, it's too good an opportunity not to. And I've done comps my whole life, so may as well learn how to speed climb and have a crack.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Yeah. I mean, I know both of you have been around I know you have been around for a while in climbing and comps. I mean, I saw your age there, and we'll get into the significance of 97 and 98. I think I was standing on some podium in 96, Campbell. I think you were still in your mum's tummy when I managed to come second at some Escalade event many years ago. So yeah, when I saw those dates, so that's pretty cool. And I know obviously you're both awesome competitors, and like from anyone that hasn't seen you climb in a competition arena, like you're fantastic. You both got your strengths, and basically I think you've all had a bit of a ding dong battle. Everyone in there, and definitely on the day it's any man's sort of chance to get to the Olympics. That's fantastic. You can throw a blanket over you guys. I'm so impressed that everyone's at that top level in Australia. But one question I did have, so both you get through, and then you're in Tokyo, and you're on the speed wall because obviously speed's first. Okay, so what are you going to say? You've got Mr. Ondra lining up next to you. You're gonna unleash with a bit of Aussie sledging, Ricky Ponting style behind the first slips, getting a bit stuck into him. Man, shoelaces undone. Is that kind of thing, or what's the story? Tom can go first. He's a bit of a sledger. Yeah. No, you like your cricket.
I might just try staunch him before we go out to the wall. No. I think I got him covered.
Right. Okay, you think you got him covered? How about you, Campbell? Campbell, what's the plan? What's the plan?
Can't profess my methods. It's all top secret.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah,
No.
Cool. Now, Aaron, are you monitoring the chat there? Obviously, we're live. You throw your questions at the guys. If you got any questions, you can fire it through. And Aaron can have a look there.
So far, it's just a few people wondering where Ben is or where he's got to. But, like we said, it's the Blackheath effect, I think. So we hope to have him back for episode 2, maybe.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right. Hey, I've just got a video. Hopefully this is going to work. We're going to be old school Zoom style here, and I'll share the screen so we can have a look at it. So talk us through this one. This is, hold up, let me have a look. Let me know if it's working, guys. Have a look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
What?
Hopefully some more of that.
Well, you're looking pretty pleased there, Tom, at that one. That was Vaya. What year was that one?
I think 2015.
All right. And was that was like Teva or Tiva were like a big partnership in that, wasn't it? Was that part of that was a World Cup?
Yeah. That was I think it's like the Teva something, Mountain Games or something.
Yeah, Tiva Mountain Games, like that. Yeah, cool.
So that was Yeah, World Cup. I did.
World Cup bowler. And Tom, have you ever competed in lead events? I know Campbell has.
I did a lead world champs, open world champs when I was like 18. Yep.
Excellent.
I
Excellent.
think that was 2007.
All right. And
That's
obviously,
funny.
Campbell, you're a seasoned campaigner, aren't you? Like you've gone in a few over the years.
Yeah, I think I've done like 20 lead World Cups or something like that now, something around those lines, and then a few boulder and a handful of speed as well, and then like some world jams, so a couple.
All right. Well, talk us through this one.
Oh my God, this is my first world championship. This is
Which time were you on?
a really long time ago.
Yeah. That one looks cool. Oh, really? Yeah, I had a few of those yesterday. Come on, Campbell.
So obviously a bit of a technical route. Can you remember the difficulty of the climb, Campbell?
I remember this route being a touch easier than the routes we'd had at the World Cups. But yeah, I remember it being like pretty sustained and just super pumpy. It had a nice little rest, kind of just below the halfway mark. And yeah, as I said, this was my like first year in the World Cup season, so I think I fell off just before the lip, like completely gassed out of my mind.
Yeah.
But I was pretty happy with this comp. I remember that first year was a particularly rough one. Like obviously you step into the World Cup circuit not necessarily knowing exactly what you're in for. And so I had like a pretty rough season, and then I think I ended it with like a fairly successful world championship. You know, it wasn't quite semifinals, but yeah, I remember enjoying this route and enjoying this experience, and I felt like I climbed well on this one. It was cool.
Where was it, Campbell?
This was in Paris in 2016.
No.
I think I was 19 years old in this video.
So you're out of the junior ranks, aren't you? At 19, is that right?
This was my last year still in the juniors.
Junior,
so
okay, cool.
After this, I had my last World Youth Championship in Guangzhou. I think you can hear Roxy Perry cheering.
Yeah. I think that's right. I grabbed the video off of your YouTube channel. So obviously, no, it's cool to watch some of these footage and stuff like that.
One funny memory I have about this is like that heel hook. I remember my ankle being really, really sore because it turns out that I'd broken it for the first time. I'd broken my ankle twice. And turns out I'd broken it for the first time like a few months before this route, and just remember it being like so sore afterwards.
Is that your right one that you've mashed up?
Yeah, my right ankle.
Yeah, okay. I could see you working hard on that sort of like heel toe thing there a minute ago.
Yeah, and this is where I'm just like running out.
Yeah, I can see the elbows coming up. Don't worry. Yeah, definitely a sign of fatigue. Yeah, but awesome that you're fighting through that. And I suppose as competition climbers, the pump comes on. You've just got to push on and go as high as you can. And I know, obviously, you've got to clip all the draws, but at a point where you can't clip, it's sort of game over, isn't it? And then so you're awesome, and then you keep on going, don't you?
And hopefully you find a spot to clip later. Yeah,
cool. So I mean, obviously, you know, both you guys. I know I've seen Tom climb outside. You're quite bold, so you're not worried about skipping bowls. But these are the rules. You have to actually skip. You have to actually clip them all. And sometimes I know the setters make it a little bit tricky for you to clip as well. Is that like phase your mind a bit when you're going, oh, geez, Louise, what's going on with these route setters? And they're, like, bloody hell.
I'm never worried. Like, when I'm in a comp, I don't think I've ever worried like about the actual implications of falling. I'm never afraid to fall, but I've definitely like found myself in some pretty desperate situations. Like I remember a comp last year where like 2 draws in a row or something, I ended up like flipping it at my ankles or something, like 4 draws up the wall. So you get yourself into some pretty sketchy situations sometimes, but you know, it's good fun. It's all part of the game. I like the strategy of it, I think.
All right. Now, I just want to bring up this video. Just bear with me here. I'll see if... Now, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have been scared at this point because of the awesome belay that you were receiving.
Oh, my God. Oh, no. This is terrible. This is
Oh, well, the belaying's awesome. What are you talking about? It's fantastic.
Oh, that's you. I didn't even see that. Oh my God, that's really funny. I had no idea you played me. This is my first podium at nationals.
Yeah. Actually, I had no idea I blade you either until I saw the video. So until I chopped it, yeah. So obviously this is here at Villawood, and this is where the comp is this weekend.
Yeah.
And I think I've got you came third at this comp. Actually, that was awesome. Yeah. No, I had a look at the results.
I think this is my first year in opens.
Yeah. So this is.
And my goal was to make the finals, and then
cool.
I was on the podium, so I was psyched.
Now, obviously, you're wearing the wrong footwear there. You would have gone. You would have won it if you'd been wearing proper shoes at that point in time. So,
probably.
Yeah, exactly. So
I didn't have the best footwork back then, though. So I think a lot has changed since those days.
Looking all right. So obviously, for this was in 2013. This is what we're talking 7 years ago, and the competition this weekend will be going on the same terrain. So that's I'm assuming it's going to go through these lovely roofs again. Guys, what do you like the roofs? Do you like the steep walls? What do you prefer? There.
Anything without sharp angles. No, I don't know. The
Campbell, come on.
Yeah, steep's good.
And again, Campbell, you love this sort of terrain, don't you?
Yeah, I was gonna say I like the kind of angle that I'm on now in the video. It's like not super steep, just like a gentle overhang, I guess. But I mean, I've been competing at Villawood for a really long time, so I've had to make sure that my roof climbing is kind of up to scratch, because you're generally going to see a finals route that goes through that roof there.
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing, that, isn't it? Those route setters always whack it through that roof just for the crowd. But yeah, and I suppose mentioning that, what's going to happen? I mean, the crowd that's not going to be there. Do you guys thrive a bit off the crowd? You know, the power from the crowd? Because I know, in my inexperienced climbing competition, I mean, that's the only way I got up routes was the crowd yelling at me. There was no way. I mean, it's going to be a different game, isn't it, on Saturday and Sunday with no crowd?
Come on, Campbell.
Yeah.
Oh, you go.
Oh no, yeah. I imagine
Hands
so.
up. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
but I think we're too focused to be worried about it, to be honest. And I think the crowd that will be all our family and friends, so it's gonna be a pretty charged crowd.
Yeah,
small, but it'll be
small, but yeah,
intense.
definitely. Yeah, I mean, and you can always, I imagine you can always hear a certain voice in the crowd when you're climbing, even though you're in the zone. You still have that sort of, oh man, I can hear someone that I know, like sort of spurring me on and stuff like that. Yeah. How about you, Campbell? You think the crowd's going to be a sort of like hindrance or a non-crowd, or it doesn't really bother you?
No, I reckon maybe back in the day, like before doing a lot of World Cups, it might have been something that I thought about. But generally in a World Cup round, you're only hearing a couple of voices of the people that you maybe traveled there with, or a few friends that you know. So yeah, I think I'm similar sort of boat to Tom, that when it comes down to it, like when the adrenaline comes in, I think we'll be so focused.
Yeah, for sure.
On the wall that I don't even know if I'll notice.
Yeah, yeah. I must admit, it's like everyone I know wants to come and watch it, but it will be live stream. So obviously we can do that. I mean, Ben might struggle watching it with his Wi-Fi connection, but everyone else will be ticking along quite cool. That's fantastic. Okay, so more importantly, what shoes are we wearing on the weekend there, Campbell? What is your secret weapon of choice?
So for lead and boulder, I'm going to be going with my old faithfuls, the Solution.
Oh,
Solution. I used to be a Python man, but in recent years I've switched to the Solution. I just really like the heel. I find it's really solid on steep terrain, especially like for the lead climbing. I tend to just get really comfortable with one shoe and stick with it, frankly. And the Solution's been that one that I've tried out. It's my favorite. And then obviously the Cobra 4.99 for the
speed. Yeah, cool. And Tom, yourself?
I'll go Theories, I think.
Ooh, the new Theories, new super softies. Yeah, cool. I know you, Tom, like a softer shoe, and I know from Campbell the Solution is definitely a little bit firmer, so you can power off those holes a little bit better, and that's the different styles of climbers that you guys are. Like, I mean, I know I know from me, I think just having that little bit of extra platform in the chute does a fantastic job, doesn't it, Campbell? And obviously, I know you, Tom, you love your softies, and I used to love soft shoes, but I'm too old now. My feet are too weak, so I have to have all the help I can. And obviously, La Sportiva provide that assistance for that type of thing. So that's pretty cool. Cool. All right. I suppose. I mean, everyone talks about speed, how they hate it. I personally think it's great. Puts you guys into a bit of an uncomfortable zone. It's fantastic to watch, but obviously it's a new discipline that you've learned. And you hear all these footage of Adamonda and Alex Megos, like grappling with the whole speed concept. And I think you guys I think everybody's done the same, haven't they? They're going, oh my lordy lord, it's a new concept. But are you enjoying the speed? Like, I mean, it's looks fun to watch, I must admit.
It's fun to get better at stuff.
Yeah.
And also I haven't really enjoyed it because it takes away from the other climbing, but it has been refreshing to be able to kind of, I don't know, it's like kind of forget that you're a bit talented at stuff sometimes, and then learning to speed climb, I was like, oh, this comes really naturally, it's really quick, and I can make good gains really fast. So that was nice about it, just to remember that you're talented at something.
Yeah, okay, cool. And Campbell, yourself, I mean, obviously, it's been a hard road for you to sort of develop that new technique on climbing that speed stuff.
Yeah, I've had a very different experience with speed climbing than Tom, I'd say. It's sometimes refreshing to see that you're not good at everything you try to do. I've enjoyed speed, like I said, with the ankle. That's been a huge hindrance with speed climbing. Because for a while I just couldn't.
Yeah, you couldn't get the power off your leg or anything like that.
Just a one speed session would it put me out of action. So, but it's good now. I'm all good to go for speed. Could be faster, but I'm running PBs for me now, so I am pretty happy with it. I really enjoy speed comps. Racing is so much fun. The training can be a little bit repetitive, and so I think I was a bit slow on the uptake in really getting into consistent speed training. But I really enjoy the comps, and it's kind of nice to have a discipline. I feel a little bit less pressure on the speed just because it's my third of the three. So it'd be nice to just go in and have a good time. Really.
Just get it done and get a good time and a good position.
I mean, the whole comp is kind of just hopefully going to be a good time, and we'll see what happens at the end. Because you said, everyone's super talented, and
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It could be anyone's race on the day, And I think the thing about speed is, you can slip, can't you? And then obviously you've gone from first to 10th potentially as well, or 11. Is 11 guys and there's 11 competitors, isn't there, competing on the weekend for you guys, isn't it? Yeah, so
I think so.
So then that's a bit interesting. Now I just got something else to share with you. Hold up, let me see if I can get this up and running. This is you're gonna have a chuckle at this one.
Oh God! Oh no!
So we've got Campbell here on the.
This is this is your life.
Yeah. Now I don't know if is this Bayside?
My first nationals ever. Oh my God!
And you got your mum there being proud by the sounds of it. And I don't know if anyone actually guessed who was the guy there in the orange.
Is that Alistair? No, it's Bryson. It's Bryson Klein.
Yes, Ninja Warrior Bryson Klein. He's a tad taller now though. He's about your height, isn't he? Now he was like a midget.
I reckon he's taller. I think he's taller than me.
I think he's a big,
and he's ripped. He's a
big boy. Yeah, so it's pretty funny to dig up some of that footage. And so was that was Bayside, was it, in Victoria?
Was it Bayside?
Bayside, cool. All right. Now that was your local at the time, wasn't it? That's where you did a lot of your training and a lot of climbing when you first started.
Yeah, I climbed at Bayside for a really, really long time. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you moved into the city, so city's a bit more hip and trendy for sure. Yeah, cool. Now I suppose we should talk about 1997 and 89, shouldn't we? There, Aaron. What happened in those years there, Aaron?
Well, I guess when we set this up, we were talking about the things that have changed with climbing, and the progression, like looking at the history of climbing and how much has changed and how quickly it's changed to be where now it's an Olympic sport. So it got us thinking about the years, and 87 for me. I was, 97, sorry, for Campbell being born, and we looked at what were the big hit movies at the year, and it was Titanic that came out that year. And for Tom in '89, it was Indiana Jones. So I think for Matt and I both showing our age there, because we watched those movies when they came out.
Yeah, I can't say I went to the cinema to see Titanic, but I do remember the classic scene when it did come out. So yeah, cool. And also, just from a La Sportiva perspective, the shoe of the time for Tom, there was the Kendo was the shoe there. It was that was the rocking and rolling shoe, and that was a revolutionary shoe which it had an integrated. It was one of the first shoes to have an integrated rand in the like a slingshot heel in it. So that was quite revolutionary for La Sportiva and the world in climbing. So they do that, and it's quite funny when you look at go back through the history of that. And for you, Campbell, it was the Mura. So it was the Mura Lace was the shoe of 97.
Oh,
so
Mura's been around for a while then.
Yeah. I mean, all these shoes have been around for quite some time. Yeah. No, I do remember when the first Mura coming into the country. I remember an American climber came in and she was showing us off these shoes. Like, oh my God, what are they? And it was pretty fantastic.
Favorite shoe of Ben Cossey. He could talk about it if he was here.
Oh yeah, he would. Yeah, but there we go. Oops, a daisy. Cool. And then just from the climbing sort of perspective, as far as comps goes, because they did start competitions back in those days. The first World Cup was in '98, and it was. Does you guys know who won it?
Legrand, maybe? I don't know.
No, it was an Englishman, Simon Nadine, who actually he belayed Lynn Hill on her first free ascent of the nose. So there you go. There's some history. Didier Rabatou came second, Frenchman, whose daughter has qualified for the Olympics.
Yeah, she has.
And Jerry Moffat came third. So that probably that name, you know those guys that. And for 97, and I don't know. Oh, and sorry, the girls as well. The women of that was Nathalie Raban from France, and Italian Lucia Lovaran, and then third was Robin Ebersfeld, and obviously that's Didier's wife. That's right. And her daughter obviously has made it to the Olympics as well. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? Like the fact that like first World Cup climbers and now their kids are actually qualifying for the Olympics as well. So that's awesome. 97, there was the first world climbing championships was in 97. And so that was Francois Petit and Chris Sharma came second. And then Francois Legon came third. And for the girls, it was Liv Sanson, Muriel Sakane, and then Marietta Uden, who came third. So I know all those people. So I don't know if you guys do, but I'm showing my age for sure. So that's
I think
definitely...
I think Garth Miller was in the semi-final at that comp.
Was
well.
he? Oh,
yeah,
right.
He was the last climber before me to make a lead semi-final. I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
so there were like 20 years between. He is a
bit of a closet weapon, old Garth. I know that for sure. Yeah, cool. And this is funny. This is coming from a speed boulder thing. Speed climbing actually got introduced before bouldering did, as far as a competition style thing. And the first speed climbing competition, Danny Andrada from Spain won it in the men. And that was pretty good. And then Tatiana Rushka, who's a Russian girl, won that. So it's pretty funny how these competitions go. But that was in 97. That was the first World Championships of speed. And then in 91, the first ever speed event was won by, does anyone know?
Hans Florin.
Hans Florin, well done. And then Jackie Godoff came second. And as we know,
we had a World Youth Champion in speed.
Oh, who was that?
Libby Hall.
Oh, was she? Awesome.
Yeah. We had a gold medal at the World Youth. I don't remember I couldn't tell you what year.
Well, yeah. And
I think it was 15.
Was it 15?
Yeah. I was there, I think.
Yeah, well, you did. Yeah, because
no, 05, sorry, not
05, yeah, 15. That was only a few years ago, man.
Yeah.
What's going on? Yeah, you got a bit of COVID there.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. And what else happened there, Aaron, in those years? Anything more significant?
No, well, I think you covered the stuff that I had, which was good. It was yeah, it was interesting to look into that the history of it because like for me for those who I come to La Sportiva from a running background, so Olympics has been part of running for a long since the first Olympics, so it's kind of a quick progression that climbing's in there now, and it is a sport. And the funny thing is, I was thought, well, with Tokyo now 2021, it's only 3 more years till Paris. And it doesn't sound like either of the guys will be disappointed that the disciplines are separating out to speed and then lead and bouldering combined.
Yeah. Is it going to be the same qualifying process, guys? Do you know that for Paris? Or is it?
We don't know the qualifying yet. We don't even really know the format. Like, I know that they're going to do lead and boulder combined and then speed as a separate, but I'm a little perplexed as to what that's going to look like, really. But I'm definitely excited, and I'm definitely, the plan at this stage is to still, still
go.
As well.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know about Tom. Are you still?
Oh, Tom, he's part.
Running for Paris, or are you done by then?
Tom's over the hill. You're 31, aren't you, Tom? You're over the hill now, mate.
Yeah.
Jeez, 3 years' time.
My little brother will be there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No. Campbell's still up and come out. That's what we want to see. You still got the fight there. Was it 35? You have to retire in sport, don't you? That's what they tell us. But yeah, breakdancing, I believe you can always come back as that. I hear that's going to be in a 2024 Olympic. Which is
that's me.
There you go. I'm putting. Is there a veterans class? I might have to go with that. But cool. All right, cool. Hey guys, it's fantastic that obviously to grab you at this time. I know you've been super hectic training leading up to it. It's pretty stressful, obviously. And for guys that are not girls and girls that are not in Sydney, it's bloody humid. It's probably going to have a lightning storm any minute now, and I don't think the weekend's going to be much better either. So it's going to be tough. I'm not going to lie about that. Yeah, it's definitely, those holds are going to be hard to hang on to. And we all wish you the best, both you guys. It'd be great if we could get you both there. But obviously there has to be only one that goes through. But that's just competition, I guess. I suppose what we can ask is, obviously we don't want to put you guys on the spot and say who's going to win out of you guys. But, looking at the women, hey, man, that's an awesome field as well, isn't it? You can throw a blanket over those guys as well. Like, they're all top athletes. And I know, obviously, there's the favourites there with Angie and Osh. They're definitely fantastic. But, Lucy's been training so hard. And just to single out those three is a bit unfair. Like, every single athlete in that category have been working so hard, and it's sort of it's good to see that this development of sport coming through, and all these great climbers just training for this one event, and hopefully obviously the best lady and the best man will win on the day. But have you got any? Who do you think's going to pip it there for the women? It's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah. I think if I had to bet, I'd pick Osh. But I think everyone can kind of influence the result, so that's kind of interesting. Like, But my money's on Osh, I guess.
Yeah. I think she's a good friend of mine as well, so I'm definitely going for Osh. Being with the whole COVID thing, we were training together almost every session for months, so. I definitely am hoping for her to do well, but I think it's really cool to see Angie coming through in supposedly really good form, and there'll be a really good battle there. Lucy Sterling wants it really bad, and I think she's gonna, really give it her all as well. Like, the whole field's strong. I think, from what I've been able to see, everyone's made pretty massive improvements since the last time I saw them climb. So I'm definitely excited to watch whatever of the women's event we'll be able to watch outside Viso. But it's really anyone's game.
Yeah, cool. No, I'm sort of I'm gutted that we can't be there with you guys. It'd be so awesome. We'll be there on the virtual world. We're quite used to that this year. But yeah, it'd be fantastic to cheer you both on, and also all the athletes. That's the cool thing about climbing. We're all friends at the end of the day, and that's what we love about climbing. We wish you guys all the best with that. Now, I do have one final thing. Now, I don't know if I can bring it up there. Hold up. Just bear with me. I'm trying to find a picture that I found, and I think I might be able to share it on the screen like we do what I've done before. I wanted to know, obviously, Campbell, you have been selected as the I suppose, let's call it the poster boy. Now, can you guys see that? The poster boy for the Olympics. Now, why are you falling off? You should be crushing. Did you give him the brief? Like, we got to be climbing, not falling off. Is that the?
No, I wasn't so lucky on that boulder. I did the next boulder, but that one was kind of brutal.
Oh, okay.
As you can see from the mass underbite I've got going.
Yeah, it
on.
looks like you're about to take out your bottom lip there with that one.
Oh
yeah,
cool. Yeah. No,
right.
that Doha was a savage comp. It was like 40 degrees. They were air conditioning the wall in the open air. It was full on.
Oh, okay. So that's actually from a comp. I thought that might have been a stage picture that they just grabbed for the Olympic promo sort of thing.
Yeah, no, that was the World Beach Games in Doha last year.
Okay, cool. Excellent. Oh, cool. All right. Well, thanks, guys. Is anybody? No one's hit us up there. Aaron no wants to know. What what will you be having for breakfast, or will you be having a celebratory beer on Sunday, guys? When it's one and done, that kind of thing, and douse yourself in champagne, or what's nothing like that? Oh.
No, just some questions about climbing aims and things, but we'll let the guys focus on this weekend. And yeah, we had hoped to have Osh join us tonight. She couldn't, but wish her luck on the weekend as well.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks very much. All right. With that, we'll sign off, guys. You've got some sleep to be had, and obviously good luck for Saturday. And also good luck on Sunday as well. It's a qualifying round. And how does it work, guys? Does everyone go through to the finals, or is it only the top eight that go? 8 people. So
through to the finals.
So 3 people get eliminated
three men and 2 women.
Get eliminated. Okay, right, cool. So then there is pressure then, both days. Excellent. That's what we want to hear. Cool. All right. Great, guys. Hey, thanks very much for that. Really appreciate your time tonight, and all the best for the weekend, and all the best to everyone out there as well on the climbing. On the competition.
Thanks for having us.
Cool. No, anytime.
Yeah, good luck, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks.
Cheers, guys.
Sweet. See ya.